Welcome to another video from East Beds Bushcraft, the home of #survival.
Greetings bushcrafters and survivalists, it's Buzz back in the storatorium, back in the noodle shack if you like, and we've got another one for you. And we are sticking with the noodle pots, but this one is a little bit different. This one actually was brought to me by Zach, in fact, while he was out on his travels. This one is called a big bowl, and it certainly is big, so you're not going to get many of these in your backpack, even if you want to store some of these in your preps or whatever for emergencies, that's fine, but they take up a lot of space. However, this one is quite different. First of all, let's have a look at it's a gourmet spicy Shin noodle, gourmet spicy Shin noodle, and these come a bit different because they are in a plastic cover to start with. So we have a bit of extra packaging that we've got to deal with. So I'd have to take that, make sure you put that in the rubbish bin. So you go over there. Your water's on the boil. But the difference is doesn't feel like a plastic pot. I think this is a cardboard pot or a waxed cardboard pot. So kind of a bit better than the plastic ones. Let's have a look at the instructions on this one though. So we got big bowl Shin noodle. Shin, I think it's Shin in Japanese means new. So new noodles, gourmet spicy. And we've got to open the lid halfway, add seasoning powder. So there must be something else in here. Oh yeah. Right, first, there's quite a big block of noodles in that pot, plus some dried vegetables. And this is a very big sachet. That is a big sachet. I always advise you give the sachets a shake to get it away from where you're opening it up. Then when you open it up, it doesn't fly everywhere. We're going to open that. Stick that in there. There is a lot of seasoning. Okay, let's get that empty. Let's take our water off the boil. Let's check. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so we've got to fill this up to the fill level. It's got kind of like an indented level there. Just checking that's not going to burn me. Okay. We're there. Crikey. Took all the water in my Crusader cup. So we're going to put that down, and then it says okay, fill up to the fill level, close the lid and wait for 4 minutes, stir well and enjoy. I always stir well and enjoy. So in order to close the lid, I'm just going to keep my spork on there, hit the 4-minute timer. There we go. So while that counts down, what I've got to say is I do apologise. In my last video I was using a lapel mic, a radio one, and it was crap in my opinion. I went to review the video and I made the mistake of not connecting headphones to the camera first and then checking the levels when I actually had the camera switched on and doing a sound check. I just plugged that microphone in, clipped it on, looked at the levels on the screen, saw it going. I think, yeah, that's fine. Well, it wasn't fine because the sound was a bit crap. So I do apologise if it was a bit muffled. But what I've got this time is Zach has kindly lent me his Sennheiser, if that's how you say it, XLR, shall I say. I nearly said Canon. Shotgun mic. That's what it is. It's a shotgun mic. So hopefully you're getting a far better sound than you've had previously in any of my videos, because I'm not using the internal mics, I'm using the shotgun mic. Anyhow, we've got just under 3 minutes, so let's fast forward. And we're back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Now that's interesting because these noodles have actually had an extra minute. So far the ones I've done are all 3 minutes. These are a 4-minute. I also need to tell you it's made by a company called Nongshim's Big Bowl Noodles. It's quite funny, on the actual lid it's got 3 peel back points on it, and it's actually got, I've only noticed it now, it's got a little dotted line with arrows showing you the halfway point, just in case you're not capable of understanding what half of the pot lid is when you peel it back. So anyway, let's peel this back. There we go. I like to take the lid right off usually, so there we go. Add that to the rubbish pile. Now we've got to stir these well. Stir well. Now, interestingly enough, it says spicy noodle. It doesn't seem to have any particular flavour, as in, you know, it's not like saying it's chili, it's not saying it's anything, it just says spicy. There's one other thing that I haven't told you yet, and that is the price of them. And I have been informed by Zach that this big bowl noodle costs exactly £1 from B&M. So £1 for this quite mighty bowl of noodles. That is a big serving. Now that looks to me like far more than you would get in your normal packet. It looks to be more than you would get in a pot noodle, as in the brand pot noodle. Certainly that last one I did, which was the noodle pot, or whatever it was called, didn't have as much in it as this one has. So I've stirred this well, and I need to enjoy it. Now, am I going to enjoy it? Because that's the thing with it. Right? You join me, very kind of you, you join me at my lunchtime. So I come and do these little videos when I'm having a day where I think, you know, I'm a little bit busy. I'm just going to have a pot noodle, noodle pot, instant noodle, packet noodle, noodles. And let's take the opportunity to give you, my followers and subscribers, my friends, a quick video. And I enjoy doing these videos. They're a bit of fun, you know. It takes me away from the usual kind of bushcraft videos, etc., that a lot of people do, as how to tie off your ridgeline. Don't worry, these things are coming. Yeah, I've done stuff in the past about you know, doing friction lighting of fires and such like. We love all those bushcraft videos, the how-tos and everything. But sometimes it's nice just to get kind of like a review of also kit. Okay, so like behind me, there you go. I've got a Lavoo sat there. I've got a new High Peak small lightweight bedding mat, a couple of bivvy poles. What else we got in here? I've got I think I've got 20 tents in here. We love reviews, but the noodle reviews are a bit of fun, and you follow me on this journey. And the reason I'm babbling is because they are rather hot looking. And I'm not talking spicy hot, I don't know that yet, but certainly temperature hot. Now, stirring this around, we have got some big chunks of, that looks like meat. We actually have some meat in here. And that is definitely meat, and that is definitely different from the, looks like we might have some spring onions. And we've got mushrooms. Yeah, we've actually got some meat in there. Wow, well that's a bonus. It does have a serving suggestion on the front. I don't know if you can see the serving suggestion. The serving suggestion is added mushrooms, chili peppers, spring onions and a few carrots. But here we go for the big one. Is this going to be a good lunchtime? Is this going to send me on the journey back to B&M to get some more of these? Let's try it out. And again, look at that. Nice long noodles. I know Toby, I was speaking to my mate Toby, another bushcrafter and survivalist out there, and he loves crushing his noodles up. It says it makes them easier to eat. I don't know, you tell me. Put it in the comments, please. Because none of you, well no, Chaz did mention about he likes to snap his noodles up but not crush them. Anyway. Oh, as Nigella would say, it's all the heat. They are nice. They are spicy, but not blow your head off spicy. They're flavoursome spicy. And look at that. I love, it's like eating spaghetti. You can't chop spaghetti up, for example. You know, you want spaghetti to be long. Look at that. Right, I'm going to chew through these We'll be back to see what I think of them momentarily. And we're back. Right, I'm down to the noodle soup. And there is a lot of noodle soup. Eating those, I just didn't think that they would stop going. Now, I think I made a mistake because I said it looked like it had pieces of beef in it. Well, I didn't say beef, but meat. It looked like beef. But on the pot, it says vegan. And I'll check the ingredients and there's no mention of meat. So they must be, I think there's 2 different types of mushroom maybe in here. There's certainly lots of onion and stuff, and peppers. Soup time. Again, I'll show the camera. Ooh, there you go, the noodle soup. There's a lot of that. Right, let me finish the noodle soup. Let's see if there's any grit at the bottom, because that's usually a downside to some of these, how they get a bit gritty. And we are done. We are empty. Oh, wow. I'm impressed. As I say, that soup was very warming, spicy. Let's just see if I can see these ingredients. So, mushroom flakes, it says. Textured vegetable protein. Chili peppers. This is a bit odd here because it says may contain barley, eggs, fish, peanuts, milk, celery, mustard, sesame seeds and mollusks. How that's meant to be registered with the Vegan Society, I have no idea, because if you're a vegan, you don't eat eggs, you don't eat fish, you don't eat milk, you don't eat mollusks. But I'm not vegan, and I'm not vegetarian, and they are bloody lovely. Right, so my result on the Shim Big Bowl Shin Noodle Gourmet Spicy. Absolutely bloody amazingly nice. I like saying spicy. They're not too spicy. They are just right spicy, if you know what I mean. Okay, they are not knock your head off, but they're not sort of saying, like a lot of these things, like, you know, oh, flaming hot Doritos and things, and like you eat them and you go, well, this isn't flaming hot at all. So they're not lying. It is spicy. It's got some nice dehydrated vegetables in there, which you can bite. That's big enough to bite, to taste. No gritty aftertaste in the noodle soup. That was good. Downside, dirty great big pot. On the plus side, it is a waxed cardboard pot. So let's see if it's recyclable. I don't know. I don't know if it's recyclable, but I can put my rubbish in it. Well, massive big season packet, and the price is £1. So the price is also a big bonus. But I don't think, if I was going to camp anywhere, that I don't think I want to carry a load of these round with me, because they're huge. I might have some in my prepping supplies, because they are nice. Actually, do you know what? This is one thing I haven't covered when it comes to prepping. Has it got a best before date on it? Nothing on the bottom. I'm not seeing a best before date. Is it printed on the lid? Right, I'll come back to that. If I find that there's a best before date, I'll stick it in the comments. But, right, here it is. You've been waiting for this. You've watched me eat the Shin Noodles. You've listened to me babble about Shin Noodles. £1, very, very good. £1 Shin Noodles. Don't like the pot. Too big. Do you know, if they did this in a instant noodle packet, something that you can basically scrumple up into a tiny little ball that doesn't, and the packet itself, like a normal instant noodle packet, you can layer them up, they don't take a lot of room. This has got a lot of empty space in it for putting the water, etc. If they did this as an instant noodle in a packet, they would get top marks. But unfortunately, they're losing out because of this. When it comes to camping, comes to prepping, I think that that's too much packaging to deal with. But the price at £1 is very comparable to your standard kind of noodly pot things. Not like the one we had last time, which again I will say I got the price wrong. I looked on the receipt and I must admit I got a couple of extra noodles, and my wife Tina had bought that one and I looked at the wrong noodle price, so it was £1.49, which frankly I think was astronomical for what we actually reviewed in the last review. These ones, a solid 9 out of 10. Yes, you heard it. This is the highest scoring one. 9 out of 10, let down by the pot. So, booyah! Thank you for watching the latest noodle video, and I will see you in the next one.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to the East Beds Bushcraft channel. See you all again soon.